So I am back here in the very beautiful Puerto Pollensa and I've got a huge holiday update for you. So in this video we're going to be talking about sunbeds on beaches. We're going to be talking about the red flag problem that we had a few times the last summer as well. I have a mosquito update for you as well, and I'm also going to be talking about personal responsibility and how you can help out if you're coming over here to Puerto Pollensa this summer. Now I first of all have to say as well a huge thank you to our lovely friends over at Pollensa Town Hall for giving up their time this morning to talk to me. I've had so many questions since last year as well, and they've gone through absolutely every single point with me, so I'm going to bring that information to you in this video. I also want to say as well, if I've missed anything out, if there's anything else that you want to know, then please drop your question below. Of course I'll try and answer it for you. If not, hopefully our lovely friends at the Town Hall can help too. But anyway, let's get on with it. You can see I'm down here at the far end of Puerto Pollensa. We've got a little bit of a breezy day here. It's the first week in May, but I'm going to give you all the news that I have to help you plan your holiday for this summer. Okay, so we're going to start this video by talking about sunbeds on beaches in the Puerto Pollensa area. Now, as you may know, we already have sunbeds in various other areas of the island, so over in Alcudia, which is just down the road here. We're also seeing sunbeds going up on the beaches over in Calvia as well. I made a video all about that, so if you're visiting Magaluf and Palmanova, check out the video I made about that. I've got the full guide to prices. I'll drop a link to that video in the description text below this video. But you can see on the beach behind me that we're still awaiting the arrival of sunbeds down here on the beaches in Puerto Pollensa. So what is going on? So, as many of you may well know, the coastlines around Mallorca are governed by the Costas Authority, and also we had a change in government over here in the Balearic Islands last summer as well. Now, every 4 years the licence for sunbed services, for beach services on the beaches in the various municipalities does come up for renewal, and this year it's the turn of Puerto Pollensa. So the licences have been put out for tender and they're closing this process next week, so that'll be around the 6th of May. A decision is going to be made with the contractor providing the sunbeds, and then we're going to slowly start seeing these sunbeds and beach services arriving on the beaches. Now, the good news is that while we do not have sunbeds on beaches just yet, we do actually have a lifeguard service down here. The lifeguard service runs from 10 AM in the morning to 6 PM in the afternoon. If you're over here with families, if you're out swimming, don't worry, because the beaches are being lifeguarded, so they're perfectly safe to come to. We're just missing the beach services over here at the moment. Now, that's going to mean as well, once this licence has been awarded to the contractor, that we're going to see a return of the pedalos, of the beach hire equipment such as stand-up paddle boards and other beach services you get, including chiringuitos down here too, and also the toilets as well. So the beaches are looking a little bit empty at the moment, but again, it's just giving a different perspective on the island. Now, I did run a poll back in, I think it's a few weeks ago, asking visitors to the southwest if they actually preferred seeing the beaches without sunbeds on them, and well, a third of people out of the 500 people plus that answered that survey actually said that they prefer the beaches without sunbeds. If you're coming over to Puerto Pollensa in the next week or so, well, you're going to see these beaches free of sunbeds, so if that's something you prefer, well, you're going to be in for a treat. Anyway, let's head on down the beach. I'm going to give you some nice views as we head on down into the resort, because I've got a much bigger update for you. We're going to head on down into the port, and I'm going to bring you some more news from over here in the port. So I'm just coming down, up and off the beach here, the far end of Puerto Pollensa, and it's very unusual to see at this time of year that we have no beach services here. We normally see the La Roca Chiringuito, little beachside cafe. Hopefully we're going to see this make a return in just a few weeks. Fingers crossed. So while we still don't have sunbeds on the beaches, you can still see they've got the winter sand breakers up. which, judging by the wind that we've had recently, actually have been a welcome addition to the beach. These breakers have helped keep the sand on the beach as well, but they're also providing some shelter from the wind too. So I've come down here to the centre of Puerto Pollensa, and well, it's a little bit less breezy down here than it was up on the beach. That jumper has been able to come off, and we do have highs here of 21 degrees Celsius. But we're going to take a walk now through the port. You're going to see exactly how busy it is today, and I'm going to keep on giving you my holiday update as we go along. So I've actually seen something that I've never seen down here in Puerto Pollensa. I've seen quite a few fish here in the water. I'm right down in front of the Diner Beach Hotel, and I do have some more information about water quality over here in the port later on in this video, so stay tuned for that. But for the time being, let's head on into the resort. So all the hotels have now opened over here in Puerto Pollensa, including all the very lovely historic hotels. In fact, most of them opened in April. I'm just coming up past the Diner swimming pool area, which is looking very lovely today. I can't see anyone in the swimming pool today. It's a little bit on the fresh side, but it's looking very, very nice. Don't forget as well that they do have the Lemon Lounge over here in the evenings. Got live entertainment and music too. And it's lunchtime at the moment as well, and you can see that a lot of the restaurants along here in Puerto Pollensa Centre are absolutely packed too. And just to give you a very, very quick idea of a menu del dia, which is a set menu for €15. And I'm outside the U Mall restaurant here, which is right on in the centre here, which also has amazing views out into the water too. Not bad for €15 for lunchtime, I have to say. A lot of the menu del dias are around €21 I've seen, so that really does represent some good value. So just coming up past the very lovely Miramar terraced area as well. You can see got all the sunbeds out here today. Let's keep walking down. We're just outside of the Miramar Hotel. It's one of the lovely historical hotels over here in Puerto Pollensa, as you may well know if you've looked back on my previous videos. We can also see as well that the Dakota restaurant has its terrace open too. Lots of people enjoying a very nice meal, as well as the Capri as well. You can see the Capri terrace is open as well. But unfortunately, it's a slightly different story as we come up to the Cispins Hotel. Again, this is a lovely historical hotel. If we look out onto the terrace here, we can see that unfortunately there are no sunbeds, and this solarium is not being used at the moment. Now, this once again is an issue very, very similar to the beach beds and the sun umbrellas as well that we see down here on Puerto Pollensa beaches. The Cispins need permission from the Costas Authority to be able to use the solarium in front of the hotel, and while they did put in that application for renewal back in January 2023, I have been told, it still has not been renewed. It's another piece of bureaucracy over here in Mallorca. It's another box that needs to be ticked to allow these sunbeds to appear on the solariums down here. If they do put the sunbeds out as well, they're going to be breaking the law, so it's just a case that the hotel cannot put them out yet. But do not lose hope if you're coming over here on holiday. This permission can be signed off at any point. It could be signed off around the same time as the sunbed and the beach umbrella and the beach services contracts do as well. So we may well yet see sunbeds over here in the Cispins Hotel, but it just shows that we've got a great lack of consistency, because as we've been walking up here through the port, we can see that the tables and chairs have been on the terraces in front of restaurants, in front of other hotels too, and it's just a little bit of a shame that the other businesses have been affected like this, especially key hotels as well, which attract so many people over here on holiday. But like I've said before, this is just the way things operate in Spain. The Costas Authority do try and protect the coastlines. They want to make sure things are done properly, so it's just a case of us having to wait and have a little bit of patience in that regard. But right next door to the Cispins, we've got the Cappuccino Cafe. But you can see their licence has been awarded, and the very colourful red and white chairs are back out here in Puerto Pollensa for this summer. So you may remember when I was down here for my March update that there was a couple of restaurants down here who still had not had their licences to have tables and chairs on the sands down here, but I'm pleased to say we've got a full complement of tables and chairs on the sands. It's one of the most pretty places you can eat right at the beginning of the Pine Walk here. You can see we've got a great choice of restaurants with, well, just the most amazing sea view. So that is some good news I'm bringing you today in this video. But let's keep walking down. So we have a new addition on the Pine Walk for this summer for 2024. We have the brand new Idyllico restaurant. And the best thing about Idyllico, check out the terrace and check out the views too. Absolutely stunning. So what a lovely restaurant here right on the Pine Walk. Great to see new businesses popping up down here, but let's keep walking on. Okay, so I'm down here on Albuquerque's beach, and I'm never quite sure if I'm pronouncing that properly, so somebody just let me know in comments. But we can see down here today that all the green flags are out. We've got green flagged beaches all the way through Puerto Pollensa today. Now, one of my most asked questions from last year was about the red flags that we did have at various points during last summer, where they had to actually shut the beaches from tourists swimming in the water just because of the water quality, and that normally followed storms that we'd had down here in the port. Now, we have had quite a bit of rain here over the past couple of weeks, but you can see that the green flags are out today, and I'm delighted to tell you as well that a lot of work has actually been done over here in Puerto Pollensa over the winter months to fix any incidences with anything like broken pipes as well. We should see less incidences with red flags over here in the summer. They've also done some works as well to ensure that that black water doesn't also enter the bay as well. Fingers crossed that's going to be all good going into the summer, but I have been asked actually, and I've been asked to ask you guys who are coming over here on holiday, just for a little bit of personal responsibility, particularly if you're coming over here with families, if you're coming over here with small children. And I've been asked to ask you, particularly if you're travelling with babies, to make sure that you do not put wet wipes into the loos, because these actually cause a massive problem with the sewage works over here in Puerto Pollensa. It's a huge issue, and I think there's going to be a campaign about it in the summer, and I'm going to be reminding people about it as we go on into the summer as well. So just make sure anything you put in the loo isn't anything more than loo roll, because we don't want to see any problems down here in the port this summer, particularly when we're going to have so many people over here visiting too. So it's really good news down here. I'm going to keep bringing updates from over here in Puerto Pollensa. Make sure if you've got any other questions, you drop them in the comments box below. I'll try and get answers for them too. But in the meantime, let's keep on heading down the Pine Walk. And finally, well, you've asked many times before, you've asked about the mosquito situation over here in the northeast of Mallorca. Well, I can't tell you anything about Alcudia at the moment. I'm going to keep on getting onto the town hall over there and see if they've got an update for me. But I can give you a mosquito update from over here in Puerto Pollensa. And I have good news because it is May. We are now in May, and this is when they're going to start treating the drains over here. They're going to treat the drains for all species of mosquito, whether it's the common mosquito or the tiger mosquito, and they're going to do a huge treatment as well to kill the larvae before we head on into the summer. So it should ease the mosquito situation over here too. However, there is also going to be a campaign for residents and homeowners here to make sure that they do not leave out standing water or stagnant water, because of course this is a mosquito's breeding ground, particularly for anyone with plants and flowers, making sure they don't leave water in flower pot dishes or just leave standing water in their gardens or backyards as well, because that just means bad news for mosquitoes over here. Now, there's only so much that the town hall can actually do, and well, it's understandable because they can't really treat private properties. It's up to not just tourists taking responsibility over what they put in the loos this summer, but it's also about homeowners here taking responsibility, looking after and maintaining their homes and just making sure they do not have lots of standing water lying around, allowing these mosquitoes to breed. Of course, as well, you may well know that we do have a wildlife reserve. We've got the Salbufera Wildlife Reserve and La Gola, which is a little bit further up on my left hand side here, just a little bit further down the coast. There's not much we can do about that, I'm afraid. They're going to treat these areas as well, but unfortunately we may see some more mosquitoes in those particular areas. But I hope with a little bit of treatment down here, it may help minimise the mosquito problem that we've had over here over the years. But my advice always is come over here prepared, get some insect repellent, get something as well to treat the bites too. I've got a whole holiday shop as well on Amazon. I'll drop a link to that below with loads of mosquito repellent and treatment products as well. Go and check those out. I haven't actually been bitten down here yet, and I've been down here pretty much most of the morning as well, so they're not too bad at the moment, but fingers crossed that treatment's going to help the situation as we go on into the summer. Okay everyone, I hope this update from over here in Puerto Pollensa has been useful for you if you're coming over here for a holiday this year. Once again, like I've said, it's great news that I'm finally in touch with Pollensa Town Hall. I'm looking forward to any other great updates coming from them as well. So don't forget to consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. I'm going to be back here really soon as well with another resort update, more looking at your experience of holidaying over here too. Also, I'm going to be back here very soon to do a live stream as well, so make sure you get involved in that too, and I shall announce that on the day that I run that, and it's going to be one Sunday in the future. Okay everyone, thanks very much for watching. Don't forget you can find me on Facebook, you can find me on Instagram, and you can find me on my website on Mallorca Under the Sun, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Goodbye for now.